Hello, bookish friends in the internet. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew, and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, it is going to be my February TBR. I am so excited. I'm very ambitious as well, as always, hence why I changed my channel name last year. I have a lot of books from publishing companies that I need to read / review for you guys. I have my 10 books I'm picking out for my monthly reading challenges that I do. I have 3 books I picked out from my TBR jar. I have 2 book club picks and a lot of buddy reads I'm doing. So let's just jump into this TBR, and I need to reorganize my stack the way that I want to show you guys, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, sorry about that. It took a minute to redo that. Anyways, I am very excited. I am currently reading one of my most anticipated reads of 2023. Yes, you heard me right. I'm actually reading my 2023 new releases, at least so far, because this is the first one, I believe. So, is it the first one that I read? Or, no, there's been a few that there's been one that I read so far. So, also, that's my January wrap-up. You guys will see that in a few days here. I'm waiting till the very end of the month because I want to include my current read into that stack. But anyways, this can also be for my February TBR. And I'm currently reading this because my library book is due February 9th. And I really want to get to this. And so far, I'm 100 pages in exactly, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And that is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. This is the newest book in the Cruel Prince universe, I guess you can say, even though on Goodreads it says book 4. But I really think this is a spin-off series following 2 different side characters that we met in the Cruel Prince universe. I really, personally, for me, I love Holly Black. She's an auto-buy author. I just didn't have enough money to buy this as like my own copy. So when I saw that my library had a copy available, I screamed instantly and I placed it on hold immediately. I'm just very stoked for this. I'm 100 pages in, as you can see. Not a whole, I mean, there's a whole lot going on right now, but not a whole lot that I can talk about without spoiling it for you guys. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really enjoying it so far, and hopefully I'll finish it this weekend. Is my goal to finish is my goal to finish this book this weekend, and hopefully I will. Next 2 books are books that gonna be for my Goodreads book club picks. So I didn't get to my January book yet as of right now. It is the 27th as I'm filming this today, so I still got a few days left of January, but as of right now, I haven't got to my January pick, which is Acting the Part by S.R. Elroy. I haven't got to this one yet because we were going to have an author interview with S.R. Elroy because our author interview was going to be February 1st, 5 p.m. PST on my Instagram account, but we're pushing that back to Wednesday, February 8th at 5 p.m. So come join me on my Instagram. So that's why I'm putting this in my TBR. Don't know too much about this except it's 2 main characters who are in theater, and I think they might be falling in love, and it's a YA LGBT contemporary standalone novel as well. So I'm curious to see what this one's going to be about, and I really hope our author interview would be amazing like the rest of the author interviews have been in the past. And then for my February pick, I am so excited for this one. This is one that Charlie picked out because of the cover. And that is Song of Silver, Flame Like Night by Amelia Wen Zhao. This author also said yes for another author interview. Sorry, I have this stupid cough that won't go away. Anyways, this is the first book in a brand new duology. Can we just take a minute and appreciate this cover? It is quite a hefty one, so I'm very nervous for that, but I do already have the audiobook from Audible, so I'm very excited to see what that audiobook is gonna sound like. But yeah, I am just intrigued by this book. It sounds really good. It sounds like somebody is trying to take over some sort of kingdom that's getting outlawed, and her people's magic and whatnot, and a mysterious past from another character. It just sounds so good. I really didn't know this was coming out this year until Charlie and I was going over our list, and when Charlie found this one, I was like, yep, I love the cover. Don't even know what it's about, but I'm very excited for it. And we're going to have an author interview with Amelia at the beginning of March. So very excited for that. So join us if you love. I have an Instagram for Queer Reads, or you can just follow me and ask to be joined into our group chat. I'll have my personal Instagram and Queer Reads Instagrams down below, and I also have Charlie, who's our co-host, down below as well. The next book I need to read next month, I think I'm better reading this with Lori, but I'm not 100% sure because we didn't specify if we were reading this one. But that is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second installment of the Ninth House duology. I'm not too sure if it's a duology or if it's a trilogy. But I got this from Book of the Month this month for January, and I was so happy and shocked that they did Hellbent, because this is a sequel. I mean, lately they've been doing a lot of sequels, which is yay me, but also bad for me, because sometimes I haven't read the first book. But with this series, I actually did read Ninth House, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3. I think it was like a 3, maybe 4 star I gave it on Goodreads. I can't remember exactly, but I know I remember vividly where I was reading it. I was reading it right here in my room. I was very creeped out by it, so I'm excited to see if I'm going to get creeped out with this. And this is one of my most anticipated reads of 2023, and I can't wait to see what happens in the second installment. Next, let's see, where do I want to go? Next is a bunch of books I have from publishing companies, so there's a lot that came this month that I need to get to. So I'm pushing them into my February TBR, and the first one is As You Walk On by Julian Winters. This is a male romance novel that is an LGBT contemporary standalone. It's going to be perfect for Black History Month as well, so we love that. I did started this one in January, but again, I still have a few days left, so you might see this in my January wrap-up. Next book that I'm super excited to read, but I know my book review won't be up in time, and that is The Wicked Ones by Robin Benway. I have an audiobook checked out for this one, but like I said earlier in this video, I'm currently reading The Wicked One, or not The Wicked One, The Stolen Heir, and I'm really enjoying that, and I don't want to rush that one, so I'm going to take my time with The Stolen Heir, and then I'm going to jump into The Wicked Ones. My book review for this one is due January 31st, so look forward to a book review coming on my Instagram or my book talk account. Very excited for this, and it's again a book that was sent to me from Disney Books, so thank you Disney Books for working with me. You guys are amazing, and more books to come in the future. Another book that was sent to me by Disney Books was Arunius of Fate, or Arunius Fate. I don't know why I keep adding the word of. This is the first book in a brand new series by Kaylee Smith. I'm very excited but nervous for this one because I have to physically read this one, and it's 400 and something pages. My book review is literally like the 30th, so I have a few days. I'm not even that far in. I'm literally on chapter 1, as you can see from my bookmark. But I'm hoping I'll read more this weekend. I definitely need to just have a night to myself and just sit down and read. So I'll probably do a reading vlog this weekend for that. Don't know too much about this. It says a cursed witch with unspeakable powers, a charming ex with a dark secret, a mysterious prince with a forbidden future, a deadly siren with a harrowing past, a shy runaway with a broken heart, all thrust into a demonic forest for an impossible task. They'll soon learn when you play dangerous games, you win dangerous prizes. Like, that sounds amazing. That whole back that I just read is what I read on Amazon, and I was like, I must request this from Disney Books, and I surprisingly got my copy, so I'm really happy to be reading this for you guys, and hopefully I'll enjoy this one. Sorry about that. As I said, I have this stupid cough that won't go away, so that's why I keep stopping and going. That way you guys don't have to hear it. Anyways, the next 3 books, I don't know if I'm going to read all 3 of these in February. I have a reading vlog that I want to do with these 3 books, because I did win these 3 books into a giveaway that I entered in earlier this month, and I surprisingly won the giveaway. So I got 3 arcs sent for me from Epic Reads, from Epic Reads. Very happy that I won. And one of these books are actually going to be in my monthly challenges. So I'm going to start with The Lake House by Sarah Durst. This is a YA thriller. It says, 3 strangers, 1 island, a secret waiting to be unleashed. I just love that. It sounds so good. It says, Yellow Jackets meets One of Us is Lying in this masterful survivor thriller from the award-winning author Sarah Beth Durst. So yeah, this is a YA. I don't know if it's LGBT. I'll have to research that and let you guys know. But this is going to be for the reading prompt of a haunted house or a book with ghosts in it. And I feel like a book called The Lake House must have a haunted house in it, right? If not, I'm going to be so disappointed. This one comes out This one comes out April 25th. So mark your calendars for this. I think it will be a fun YA thriller to read. Next one is another YA thriller. All 3 of these are actually, and that is The Sharp Edge of Silence by Cameron Kelly Roseblum, I believe is the author's name. I'm so sorry. It says tradition meets Pretty Little Liar in this timely YA standalone about the contagious nature of toxic masculinity at a boarding school, clinging to its past, and the sexual assault that changes everything. So definitely check out the trigger warning for this. This one also comes out April 11th, so look forward to that. And yeah, this one I might read in February, I might not. These are just options for me to read. Next is Bianca Tor is Afraid of Everything by Justine Pukeli Winans. I'm so sorry if I butcher your name. That's the author's name. This one also comes out April 11th, so if I don't get to these in February, I can push them back to March. But again, these are just option. Another YA thriller that I really don't know too much about, but this cover is just gorgeous. The next book I must get to in February because I'm on a book tour for this. My book review is due February 14th. And that is One Girl in All the World by Kendra Blake. This is the sequel to In Every Generation. I had to look at my bookshelf right here. This is, like I said, book 2 in the Buffy the Vampire Universe series. I really don't know too much about Buffy, so when I was reading book 1, I was a little confused, but then Charlie told me who everything was, and I really enjoyed it without knowing too much about Buffy, because I don't grow up watching Buffy. My TV show when I was growing up was Glee or Star Wars, even though, well, the Clone Wars was a TV show. But yeah, I really haven't gotten to the Buffy universe, but I really enjoyed In Every Generation by Kendra Blake. It's a dark fantasy with a little bit of mystery in it. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in book 2. And like I said, my book review is due February 14th. And then as of right now, I am 50 pages into this next book. So I'm hoping I'll finish this by the end of the month, like I said earlier. I'm filming this early, and that is Crave by Tracy Wolf. As of right now, I'm currently reading this, so I should have talked about this one in the very beginning of the video, along with The Stolen Heir. But I'm reading this because my friend Clint over at Reads Readers, he is hosting a read-along for the series, and I'm liking it, but I'm not loving it so far. But I hear that a lot of people enjoyed the last 100 or so pages, so I'm nervous to see what's going to happen in this one. But as of right now, it's feeling like a 3 stars, and I don't want to stick with a book that feels like a 3 star, you know? But I hear the series gets better and better, so I'm gonna stick with it, see if I like it, and if I do read this by the end of the month, you guys will know by my January wrap-up. The next 3 books are hefty fantasy books that I need to read. One of them I am hosting a read-along for on Instagram, and the other 2 are buddy reads that I'm doing with my friend Lori. So the first one here is one I'm hosting on Instagram, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. You guys know what this is about. I've been talking about this all year long, last year, been wanting to read this, and I finally was able to sit down and make a page breakdown and make an announcement post about this series. Queer Reads Book Club is reading A Day of Fallen Night in March and April because it is such a huge second book. So as you can see, I have my page breakdown already made, and I cannot wait to start this, and hopefully I'll love this one as much as everybody else has been loving it. But I'm buddy reading this with Lori and a whole bunch of my friends on Instagram, so I'm looking forward to that. Ooh, I should not put those on top. Next book I have is Blood Like Magic by Leslie Sambury. This is the one that I'm also buddy reading with my friend Lori here at the Chatty Bookworm. I'll leave her Instagram, or not her, well, also. Anyways, I'll leave her social media down below. You should definitely go check her out. But this is the buddy read that we've been meaning to do for forever now, and I believe we both got book 2 during the 50% off all hardcover sale that Barnes & Noble was doing, which is so unplanned for. I wanted it because I wanted it to complete my duology, so I think we're going to binge read this one this month, and I'm very excited to see what this one's going to be about. Another one I'm buddy reading with my friend Lori is The Jasmine Throne by Tashi Shuri. I don't know if we're reading all 3 of these in February because they are such hefty books. So some of these might be carried over to March, but this is the first book in an adult fantasy series, so very nervous for this one, but very excited to discover a new world and to see if I will love this world or the writing. Yeah, I'm curious to see what this one's going to be about. And now going into my must-read books for February. I have 13 books here that I must read in February. 3 of them are my TBR jar pick, and the rest of them are my monthly challenges. So let's jump into that because this is already a long video. So my 3 TBR picks are actually quite small. So I have, first one I don't know if I'll read because I haven't been reading a whole lot of YA contemporary books, but that is Places We Never Been by Casey West. I really been enjoying Casey West books over the years, and I was really excited when she was releasing a new book. So I cannot wait to see what this one. I believe we have a road trip and ice cream involved for this book. So it sounds fun and cute and lighthearted and perfect for the month of February. The next one I have is an Owl Crate book that I actually really want to read, and I have the audiobook for this one checked out for my Libby right now, and that is The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. I really tried to read Truth Witch by this author, and I just couldn't get into that series, so I hope this one will be a much enjoyable read for me. This is the first book in a brand new duology trilogy. I'm not too sure how long this series will be. As of right now, they're saying there's 2 books, but again, I don't know how long it's going to be. But if I really enjoy this, I might pre-order book 2, but just look how gorgeous those blue or even purple edges that we have here. I can't wait to read this, and one of my goals every month is to try and read 2 of my Owl Crates. So I actually have 3 Owl Crates in this stack, so I'm really happy that I'm picking them out, and hopefully I'll get around to this one. Next one is Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This one I've been having on my TBR ever since it came out. I had an e-arc of this from NetGalley even before it came out, so I had a kind of an advantage to read it early, but I never really took that advantage. So I just need to get this read so it can be off my TBR. This is a adult fantasy standalone novel from Adrienne Young, so I'm excited to see how's her writing gonna change or if it's gonna stay the same in her adult works. Going into my 10 books that I must read, one of them I've already shown off, but these next one are one my friend Clint would be happy with for reading, and that is The Songs of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I am finally gonna be reading this book. I've been pushing this book off for way too long. I am gonna be buddy reading this with my friend Sydney, who she doesn't have a, I mean, she has a Bookstagram, booktube channel, but she's not active, but I'll leave her Instagram down below. But we have a page breakdown for 100 pages each day, and this book is only like 380 something pages. And for this book, it's for a challenge of books inspired by mythology, and obviously this is. I did started reading this one last year. Don't remember what month I started it in though, and I remember enjoying the first 3 chapters that I read, so I'm excited to see if I still love this throughout the whole book. Next one I read, or next book I want to read in February is The Depths by Nicole Lepensens. This is for the challenge of fictional besties and friend group, and this one was a hard challenge to find because I wanted like a standalone novel, that way I don't have to worry about series or just completing them. So I found this one through a Google search that I did, and this one popped up, and I was like, oh, I wanted to read this last year, never got around to reading it, so I'm hoping I can read this one in February. I also know Cindy and I are going to be buddy reading this one in February as well, so Cindy, I cannot wait for our 3 buddy reads that we have. Next book I am reading in the month of February is Witches Steeped in Gold by Cinnamon Smart. I am very nervous for this because I heard a lot of mixed reviews about this book last year, but I own both book 1 and 2, but I haven't read book 1, so I want to try and read book 1 obviously before jumping into book 2. This book is for the challenge of authors whose books you never read from before, and obviously she's a brand new author that came out in 2021. And then book 2 came out last year, so I definitely have a duology to binge read this month if I want to. Don't know too much about it, but I did hear some good things and some bad things, and this is an Owl Crate book, so I definitely want to try and read it this month and get it off my Owl Crate list that I have going on in my bullet journal. So, nervous for this one, but hopefully I'll love this one. Next book is A Year to the Day by Robin Benway, another Robin Benway book. This one is for the challenge of fictional siblings, and I instantly knew this would be a perfect book to read for that prompt, just because she's really good with writing fictional siblings. I cried in Far From the Tree by Robin Benway, so I cannot wait to see what this one's about. I think I'm gonna cry in this one too because it's a LGBT contemporary novel. So I'm looking forward to reading it. And again, I haven't read a whole lot of contemporaries this year, so I'm nervous for this one just because of that. But I'm also really looking forward to reading this because this was a 2022 most anticipated read, and I haven't got to it yet. Next book is a sequel I've been meaning to read for forever now, and that is Majesty by Catherine McGee. This is the 2nd installment of the trilogy, or actually it's now a series. There's going to be 4 books in here. Book 4 is supposed to come out later this year, but we haven't heard any news yet. And this, for the reading prompt for this one, it's for fictional royals. And I picked this one because I really have book 2 and 3 over here on my TBR show. So I just want to get caught up with this world soon. I read book 1. I really enjoyed it. I think it was like a 5-star read, or maybe even 4-star when I first read it. But it's been a while since I read book 1, so I might have to reread book 1 and then jumping into this one. Next book is a book I'm buddy reading with my friend Sydney, and that is A Blade So Black by L.L. McHenry. I know this is a book I meant to read last year in February, but I just never got to, and that's because Sydney wasn't in a fantasy mood at the time, but now she is, and I'm so happy about that. So we are going to be buddy reading A Blade So Black by L.L. McHenry. I don't really remember too much about this book. I think it's a Alice in Wonderland retelling, and if it is, I'm going to scream, because if you guys know me, I love me a good Alice in Wonderland retelling. It's one of my favorite things to read about, so looking forward to this. And also, I believe book 3 comes out later this year as well, so if I really love book 1, I'll pick up book 2, and then hopefully the rest of the trilogy. For this challenge, this is for book titles with colors in them, and obviously there's a color in the title. Next challenge is to read a book with dragons. I could have gone with Priory, but I already had that on my TBR, and so I picked Fireborn by Rosia Mundina. This is a YA trilogy that is now completed. I had this first book from Book of the Month, as you can see. It's a little beat up right here on the cover, and then right here at the bottom. I don't know why it is. I think it's just I've been reorganizing my books for too long that sometimes they get damaged. So I might get a paperback copy, that way I can just read a clean new one. And also because this cover you can't find anymore because they did a cover change for this trilogy. So I'm excited to see what this one's going to be about. It says, "Today it begins, today we will rise." And I had this on my shelf since October 2019. According to the back of this book. So it needs to be read. The whole trilogy is out now, so if I wanted to, I could binge read this trilogy this year. Next reading prompt, I think, is standalone book. Yeah, read a standalone book that's not part of a series, and for me, I picked The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I'm very excited but nervous for this because I did try to read this one last year around the fall time, and I just couldn't get into it, so I'm hoping now in February I can love it as much as I think I will. This is also on a recommended by you guys list. The 12 followers recommended me 12 books, and this is one of them, and this is also on my 23 backlist books that I want to read. So I'm very nervous for this. I know this is like a Carrie retelling, so we'll see what happens in this one, but very nervous for this one, even though it is the shortest book on my TBR. The last book I have on my TBR is Cold the Night, Fast the Wolf by Meg Long. This one has been on my TBR for forever. As you can see, I still have my Barnes & Noble receipt in here. But this book is going to be for a book with a snowy setting, and that was a hard challenge to do as well. I almost went with Crave because I know, because I'm currently reading it and it's set in Alaska and it's definitely very snowy there. But I was already reading it and I wanted to pick new books, and then I saw the cover of this and I was like, okay, if there's snowflakes or snow on the trees, this has to be a snowy setting. So I'm excited to see what this is about, and I can't wait to read this one. So there you guys have it. That is all the books I want to read. I am not going to hold them up like I usually do because I have 2 stacks here on the ground, and it's just going to be very heavy for me. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. And what are you reading in the month of February? Are you participating in any readathons? Are you doing any reading challenges? Let me know down below. What is one book that you are most excited to get to in February? I'll talk to you guys down below. I hope you have a great day or night, or not. The choice is yours.